And now, live from Laurel, Maryland, USA, the Silicon Trailer Park, it's snack time.
That's right. Time for a snack, people, so take out those wrappers and get munching. Today I'm going to tell the story about my butt. We all have a story about our butt because, let's face it, a butt is a very integral part of your life and a very focal part of your existence. You know it's true. Today I'm going to tell you the story about the time where, when I was a young kid, maybe about 15 years old, I was already in puberty, you know, in that pubertic state, if that's a word. And at the same time, I was young enough to still be a little ashamed of my body. We still have a cousin. Her name is Tammy, beautiful girl, Tammi. And just in case you're curious, yes, you take that I and you dot it with a little heart, and you've got my cousin Tammy. Well, Tammy was not quite as embarrassed about her body growing up as yours truly was. And she would stay with us a lot of summers and spend quality time at my house where I grew up. One problem with Tammy and I, yes, friends, we were close, as cousins should be, but we differed on one thing, and that was the bathroom. Because when I was in the shower, I didn't want anyone else in the bathroom. Many of you are fans in Australia, are fans here in America. I'm sure you had the same kind of shower that I did growing up. It's the kind that it was a glass door, but you couldn't really see through it clearly like normal glass. It was more like that kind of glass where you could kind of see clearly, and the closer the object, whatever object you put up to the glass got, the more visually detailed the object became. Well, Tammy came in the bathroom to brush her teeth one day while I was showering, and I was like, "Tammy, get out! Tammy!" And she turned around and she's like, "What's wrong? There ain't no problems. I can't see nothing." And I'm like, "When I'm in the shower, I don't want you coming in here because you can see me naked." And she said, "I'm not even looking, and I can't see nothing." Anyway, I knew that she could see something. So one day I took my butt and I pressed it up against the glass of the shower door and I said, "Hey, Tammy, take a look at that." I started wringing it up against the door and she went, "Oh, that's so cute. Don't move a muscle." So she ran to her bedroom and she was staying in the guest bedroom. She grabbed her camera and she came back and she goes, "Okay, take a picture. It's going to be so cute. It's going to be so cute." And she centered it up and she took a nice, perfect picture of my butt pressed up against the glass. Great. She went home. A month passed, and that picture wound up in a pile of pictures on my living room table. Well, my mother had my grandmother and one of our uncles over, and they were looking through the pictures, and I forgot that the butt picture was in there. So they sat there on the couch, and they were like, "Oh, look, there's Terry at the zoo." "Look, there's Terry at the zoo. Oh, and there's his brother Kenny at Bible school. Oh, look at Kenny. And there's this one. What do you think this one is? I don't know what to make of it." That's right. It was a picture of my butt. And they didn't know what to make of it. Grandma looked at it and she said, "You know what it looks like to me? I think I know what it is. It's a telephone. Look at it, honey. It's a telephone. That is beautiful. It's a little picture of a telephone." And my uncle, he was like, "I don't know. It doesn't look like a telephone to me." And she's like, So they started flipping the picture around, and, they were looking at every which direction, and she'd be like, "I think it's a vase. Yeah, it's a vase without any flowers in it." And he's like, "Vase? I don't know if that's a vase. And she'd flip it again, and she'd be like, "Oh, it is a telephone. No, wait a minute. I think it's a little flower pot." He's like, "Flower pot?" He'd flip it again, and then she goes, "It is a telephone." And then my uncle goes, "That's no telephone. That's someone's rump." And then my grandmother looks at the picture and she goes, "Oh, that's someone's rump." Oh, and he goes, "Oh my God, that's someone's rump." And she goes, "That's no telephone. That's someone's rump." Anyway, the point of the story, and there is one, ladies and gentlemen, is that things are not always as they do seem. Illusions. I want to hear your stories about your butt. So far, we've had 2 running contests. We've had the best embarrassment story, and that's right, yesterday we had our winner, the guy who was caught working the department store wearing the lingerie, and he got on the freight elevator and was seen by his classmates You're going to have to go back and look for that one in the archives if you've not seen it the day it came out, which you should have done. You should have seen it when the day it came out. If you cared about me, you would. And now we've also had the worst job contest, which is still running, and we're still getting tons of email for the worst job. Please also send more emails in so you can be part of the contest to judge who's got the worst job. But now, I want the best butt story. It can be the best butt in an embarrassment situation. It can be the best butt and that maybe you just have a great ass. Or it can be the best butt story and that someone might have violated your butt in some way.
Now,